Well, hello, friends. Thanks for joining me today. I'd like to give you an update on the George Benson GB10 EM. That's the cheaper, the bargain side of the George Benson Ibanez series of archtops. I've I, I I've owned one for over a year. I never played it much. I found it too piercy, but I bought it because the irony is the reason I bought the guitar was George Benson has a more trebly, if you will, style of guitar, right? And I kind of wanted that sound, the George Benson GB10 SE and the GB10 that's made in Japan. The SE is made in Indonesia, has that sort of sound, but not as piercing as the EM. And I think it's because of the Magic Touch mini floating pickups that the guitar came with. I was able to, if you look at my other videos here, I was able to manipulate it with the use of a compressor. I had to use a compressor. I had to dial the treble all the way down, and it was still there but not quite. And then with different picks I was able to attain sort of a mellower sound. And so I did some research, and there was nothing out there that showed me different pickups with the same guitar. I went into the jazz forum, and I seen some people talk about the Kent Armstrong. They say it may not make a difference, but it could. No one has really tried it. Well, I did. I did the research, and I purchased this one from Stewmac. Okay, Stewmac is a company that sells pickups and other gear gadgets for guitar, and it's a Kent Armstrong, and it's a mini floating neck pickup. Caution here, they don't have any for the bridge, but I wasn't interested in that because I use the neck 100% really of the time. But be forewarned that, and I'll tell you why I started looking for the bridge one. But this is it. These are the pickups that came out of the GB10 EM. Okay, they mount. This is the neck that mounts on the neck of the guitar, and I'll show you that later. And here it is, right? This is the mini pickups, the Magic Touch pickups that they have. Also in the forum, they say to change the bridge itself, because the bridge is a God, I forget now. I forget the bridge, but it's the same material as the what do you call that? As the neck. It's the same material as the neck, and because it's a lighter wood, it emits a higher pitch. And they told me to go either ebony or rosewood. Ebony or rosewood. So I did that. And there were a few things I had changed in the guitar. The I took it to the luthier. It stayed there for about a month, and let me go ahead and bring this down so you can see the guitar more. Okay, it was there for a month because he had a lot of work, so I was kind of had to stand in line, if you will. So when Ibanez sells this guitar, the strap button here comes separate, and I appreciate they're doing that because some people like it here and some here. I particularly like it here. I find it weird when the strap is here, although I almost always never wear a strap because I'm a hobbyist that plays at home, and 100% of the time I'm seated. But it was nice that they gave that option. I had him install that. And then also, one thing that's notorious about this guitars is the input jack. It always comes loose. You have to tighten it with your hand, or you have to be careful if you use tools, because you could just keep turning and turning the whole thing inside till it breaks. So I had that change, and it's really sturdy now. And then I had him replace the pickups. These are the Kent Armstrong pickups. If you notice here, okay, if you notice, arms, okay, the neck, there's a sort of an extra screw right there. The reason there's an extra screw right there, and I had him screw it back, is because the arms of the Kent Armstrong is not as long as the arms or bracket of the what you call the, here you go, of the original pickups that came with it. So it can be done, you know, but just know that for aesthetic reasons, you can put it back in there. And the beauty of this is you can reverse the thing if you so desire, because you don't like the outcome or the nose. So the pickup is a little bit larger than the George Benson by a few, I would say, not really. Yeah, a little bit, you know, a few millimeters larger. But he was able to center it and bend this with the pliers. He told me actually when he drilled, he just drilled it and it kind of contoured. He just wanted to make sure that this was in line with this, because in this pickups there's no individual ports here. If you notice, this is flat, but it's configured that way, so the sound is distributed evenly. Well, what we found out later on is once we had this installed, the neck is a lot louder than this one. There's a lot more power to it than the minis that it came with, and you know, to compensate with that, because then now these ones were not, they were a little bit weaker. He kind of had to move the spring, because this is mounted to the pick guard, the bridge. He moved it to the point where he was able to kind of get it closer and adjust it. It's okay, you know, but then that prompted me again. Now I'm telling you to look for a Kent Armstrong for bridge. Stewmac told me they don't carry it, and they took 2 days to search, and Kent Armstrong doesn't sell floating pickups for the bridge, which is weird to me. I could have gone, you know, other brands, but I left it the way it was because to my hearing it's okay. So now I'm going to, oh, and one more thing. He replaced the bridge with this rosewood. This is a rosewood that went here. I removed it when I got home, you know, because I played it and it was just a little bit too dark to me. Not the wood, but the sound. It was a little bit too dark, and because of the configuration of this, the string, these were relaxing to play, and these are 13 Tmestamps flat ones. The string tension was just a little bit too hard. You know, I missed the one reason I like this guitar. It's gentle on my hands, and I missed that. You know, so I swapped it, and I was so proud of myself because I was able to intonate it myself by just moving this a little bit. You know, and in the end of the day, it's really not that difficult because this is not mounted on the guitar. This, everything here is floating. That's what made it. There's no screws or anything that mounts it to the surface of the guitar, if you will. So there you have it. You know, so I put this back, and the little bit of brightness came back, but not as bright as it used to be. If I there was stupid me, I didn't do a comparison. I should have compared it. I should have saved my video. You can see some of my videos here where I show it, but in my videos of the old pickup, I'm already tweaking it to a warmer sound. So you won't hear it full piercing like I did, but there are videos out there on YouTube that that has this, and I think I have one here saved in my history. Yep, it's still there. Beautiful sound, but I mean, see, to me it was a little bit too much, you know. To me it was a little bit too much piercing of that, and so I swapped it with this Kent Armstrong. Now, is there a big difference? I don't think so, other than the sound is wholer or louder, I think. So you have to adjust your volume, but here you go. I'm going to, I have my settings where I want it. Most people want their mids, you know, all the way in the bass, all the way down. I'm different. I like the bass at 1 o'clock, the mids at 11, and then my, I put reverb, you know, reverb's about 10, and then my volume for this recording is at 11. 10-ish or 11-ish, because of where I have my snowball. I'm running it through a DV Mark Little Jazz, and that's it. Now my tone, just to show you, my tone now is at, I'm gonna put my tone where I had it when I manipulated it to get a warmer sound, right? We're gonna start with that, and it was still kind of piercing at 9 o'clock. I'm at 9 o'clock now with tone. I have to go below that, almost zero, to attain the non-piercing but still have a little treble there. So now I'm going to, I am at 9, and I'm going to use a pick. This is the Jazz, no, this is the Rock 3, Dunlop Rock 3. It's got a pointier tip, and I think it's closer to a 2.0. I think it's closer to a 2.0 millimeter. Does it say here? Wait, let me. It doesn't say, but I think it's a 1.5 or a 2.0. With all these settings now, I'm just going to noodle. I've got it on the neck. Oops. Well, before you showcase a guitar, one very important aspect is to plug the damn thing, right? So you gotta plug it. And like I say, this is beauty. It stays now. You know, I've had this for 5 days now since I picked it up, and now we're going to use a darker one. This is my Blue Chip 80, which is 2 millimeters according to them. I think it's 3 actually, but it's 2. Just with changing the pick alone, what a change in sound, you know. But versus the red one, which, you know, I like. I mean, I like warm, but I want a little bit of treble there, you know. And then the in between is a 1.5 Blue Chip, which is the Jazz 40. I kind of like this. There you have it. Now, the one thing that I learned after getting this guitar, I think I told you at the start of the video, part of the reason I purchased that was that higher pitch that George Benson had. I don't play George Benson music, but I kind of like it because it was different. You know, most of the jazz guitar things that I see on YouTube, they got that low, warm, almost flat, almost like this. I'm gonna put the treble all the way to 0. I'm getting my thickest pick, and hardly no reverb. And like I told you, you know, I'm gonna put the reverb back on. I kind of like a little bit of treble. So with the Magic Touch original pickups, there was no way I would even go. It was piercing at 9. There was no way I would even go 10, 11, let alone 12, on the treble. I'm going to put this at 12 now. Okay, it's at 12. I am going to test it now with the red, which should be the one that creates the most piercing sound, okay? Not bad. Now we're going to go with the thick pick, the Blue Chip 80. See, even this sounds better now with a little treble. Now we'll go with the 1.5, which is a 50 in the Blue Chip. I kind of like this, because it gives you enough treble, like the red one did, but a little more tame, And there you have it, now, just for the sake of, which I will never do, let's put it on full blast treble. Treble is all the way to number 10 here, just to see how piercy it can get. Again, we're using the red one. And only now does it come close to what the other person had when I made you hear that. Now again, I don't know if she had her tone purposely all the way up. I doubt it, because if she did, it would be super piercy, because that's what I found out with the old pickups. Now with the thick one, the 80 Blue Chip. I can see using this full blast and not having people go, ooh, that's too piercy. Now let's go with the 1.5, the 50. Okay, now to give you an idea of how it affected both, we're going to go back now to, I'm going to put it back at 9 o'clock, the treble, okay? And this is just with the neck. We'll just be using the red from this point on. And I'm going to put it now in the middle for both pickups. One is Kent Armstrong and the other one is still the Magic Touch Originals. A little less volume. Look at this. Not by much. I think the luthier did a good job in attempting to get it closer. He said it wasn't hard, it wasn't difficult. He kind of just moved the spring that holds the thing up. You can also get away with putting maybe a washer or anything to get it close, but you don't want it too close, depending on what you're going to use this for. I didn't mind it at all, so thick one, neck, middle, and you know what, but it's always going to spread out because now you're using two pickups, right? And then finally the 1.5 neck, middle, and if I use just position with just using fingers. Beautiful sound, but with that I find it sounds better with my fingers with the treble at 12. 9 is okay too, but we'll do that later. Okay, now we're gonna go all the way to the bridge. Okay, using the red again. Chords here because it's a sin almost to play jazz chords when you're using the bridge. Maybe a little bit of chicken picking stuff. It will never be a Telecaster. But that's at 9. Let's put it at noon. Nah, it'll never be a tele. Okay, so that's at 9. That's at 9 o'clock. Using the, okay, now we use the thicker pick. Middle. Bridge. Middle, bridge, and then now we use the 1.5 bridge, middle, bridge, and then we did the thicker one already, I think. Okay, so yeah, I think we did the thicker one already. So that's it. Now we go to fingers, using your fingers, blocking. Let's leave it at 9. All the settings are still the same. Let's go back to where I use it most, and that would be the neck. Okay, so you're hearing now the Kent Armstrong. So that's using, Now, let's put it at 12 o'clock. I kind of like it more at 12, So, guys, you tell me, how do you like it? Do you think it made a big difference? I purposely did not want to film this with this one on because it was really dull and it was just, I didn't like it. The first 10 minutes, so I gave it a day. I played it for a day. I really could not stand it. I said, I'll never touch this guitar. The tension was just a little bit too much. This one right now with 13s, look at that. It feels like 10s for bending, which I never do, bend, with this string. So just to give you an idea, Tmestamps though are a lot, I would say they feel a lot thinner, I think, than your chromes, than the flats of the Adagio cells. So that's it in a nutshell. My guitar, I'm happy with it. I was hoping this would be the only guitar I need, but there's a lot to be said about that Sonic Lazal JZ2 that's hanging there. It's a different feel. It feels, there are days it feels a lot easier than this. There are days it feels a lot easier than this Isman. The Isman is a struggle because of the string spacing is a lot wider than any of my guitars. This is probably the most narrow one I have. I don't have the specs right now, but it is narrow. I'm still getting used to it, but it is, as I age, as my arms age, it's been proven to be really, really, really gentle on my touch. And of course, you have the Angelico there, which is also a little bit narrow, but not as narrow as this. Maybe close. And then of course Tele. Tele is my favorite. The Telecaster guitars are my favorite because they're just right. I think they got it just right. There's a reason Leo Fender gets a lot of kudos on the Telecasters. So that's the GBEM. A 10 EM with Kent Armstrong pickups. Check it out if you want. Always remember. Oh, and one more tip. Um, when you get it in Stewmac, make sure you get the accessory, the wiring that comes with it. It's just one wire. It's like, I think it's like $12 because for some odd reason when he removed this, he said Ibanez doesn't leave you with much to work for, and he really appreciated the extra wire that I put in there. It's inexpensive. I ordered them together, and go do that. By the way, this one was $66, brand spanking new. So you can't go wrong. It's not expensive. In terms of pickups. Pardon the dogs. And I see I still have flicker in my. I don't know what to do anymore, but I can't deal with it. I fix it to the point now where it's not as excessive flickering as it used to be, but it'll have to do, because I like to upload, and the time I spent here, on my free times when I'm not working, I don't want to spend working and fixing issues like this. I'm not out to be the best YouTuber creator. I just want a decent one, but I do acknowledge the fact that it can be distracting. But hopefully, it doesn't persist as much as it did. This is the best I could get it. I refuse to work on it anymore, and I will be uploading again. I'm working on a tune, Summertime. So I'm going to, with a little bit of improv there, so I'm going to be uploading that maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna go grab something for my family for dinner, and we'll be back. I hope you like this video. Thanks so much.